Hey friends, it's me, the Ebony Otaku, in a very similar outfit to another video. Do multiple videos when we have the time. The well-rounded nerd. I am building something completely different. Usually on Wednesdays it's a Warhammer video, but there is another tabletop war game that I am getting into because it has a really cool mechanic, and I've held on to this for a long time. It's from a company called TT Combat, and I've been so Warhammery that I have not really gotten into other games. Like I just finished basing my Bros and Badgers. I love it. I love it, and they're just sitting over here drying. But last night at the Brush and or Banter, work in progress Wednesday at the hobby store, started getting into. By the way, thank you, Ethan, for the extra basing materials. Um, Started building my Drop Zone. Drop Zone is a really interesting game. I gotta make sure I don't lose any of these pieces in here. It has a mechanic in it that other games don't have. So Connor, this one's for you. Um, where literally you fly in your planes and you drop off your troops and your different like heavy combat. It's kind of really stinking cool. I'm pulling everything out now. I'm not going to be basing, I'm just building in this video. Like I'm not going to base code or anything because what I'm going to do is there's another hobby store locally who does magnetizing, and I'm so bad at magnetizing. Y'all, did y'all see what I did to my poor Side Titan? That I may have to undo, honestly, because she just. Oh, I did not glue that together well. We'll re-glue that. His little leg just fell off. Yeah, my poor Side Titan. He just looks like he's been through. So I'm gonna have to fix him. Um, I'm wearing my painting coveralls today because I did some work in the son's room that is basically ready for him to move in. Now we gotta get furniture and stuff. It's never ending. You got kids, they want all your money. It's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and put the game stuff in my game bag so I can use this for transport, and I'll take that to the store. But yeah, they'll do magnetizing. And this particular game, our friend who introduced us to it, when we first played it, he had already like painted and had everything magnetized. And this is gonna be one of the easiest paint jobs I'll ever do because I have just learned how to slap the chops, slap chop. So I'm going to do that on these because they're relatively simple, and they're probably going to get a little highlights with my AK pigments because why would I have AK pigments? Like the underbelly, come on. Like if I do these in black, and then it's going to be fun. These are going to be pretty ridiculous looking. But you fly your carrier in, and then like your tanks and stuff are literally attached here, and then phew, they drop, and then this goes away and picks up another one and brings it back, and then, like your troops unload from here. Like it's really cool. Or like it can pick up these walkers, which this one I didn't put the leg on well enough, so I have to reglue that leg. But yeah, so these it can carry in as well. So he had them completely magnetized. I'll be honest, I think the magnetization is what got me. There's a gimmick with everything, but I really, when we played the game, it had a really fun set of mechanics. It was relatively easy to pick up. And like, look, I love G-dubs. I do. These are my carriers. I've already built all of these, so these can just go back in the box. Then I'm going to transport everything in. Let me do that from my unflattering angle. Is this all? Oh, this is trash resin. Put this in our melt box. Not all resin we can put in the sprue goo, and not all. I'm sorry, not all plastic can go in the sprue goo. Not everything can be recycled. These bits, unfortunately, they have to go in file 13. But yeah, this will be my transport box, and that'll be perfect. So everything that is built, I'm going to take off the table. But all these, the carriers, all built. I built these relatively quickly. And I'll give TT Combat this. They put all of their instructions online because I'll be honest, when I first opened the box, I was ego mad. Because I was like, where are the instructions to put it together? Because like the game card and the blast radius was there, but not. And then I was like, I bet they're online, and they are. So thank you for that. These are 10mm scale. I've never painted these before, so this will be good practice for when I feel like painting my Imperialis eventually, because really I'm painting my Titans and Imperialis at the moment. So many projects. What I've settled on, since I've got so many redecorating projects in the house, so I told my husband it will be 3 on, 2 off. 3 weeks out of the month, I will be doing war game painting. as my home hobby. And then 1 week out of the month, I'll knock out a house project. So the first, of course, is going to be the new game room. Second will be the guest bathroom. Third will be my husband's office. And then I'll start creeping through the rest of the house. So, I get a new project every month, which I like organizing and doing projects. I'm weird that way. Everyone's not like me. You don't have to be like me. I know that I'm odd. But I enjoy decorating and all that kind of stuff. It's fun for me. I'm trying to figure out what I did with his leg. One of the things I did appreciate is their resin stuff snaps pretty easily. I need the trash can where I can get to it. But I'm looking for that rogue leg that popped off and get it glued back on and drying. But I appreciate, there it is. I appreciate things that are simple to build. Um, I've got gloves on because she be keeping her nails done lately. I don't know why. It's just a thing I'm into these days. Um, it's just, girl things. Yeah, come on. I always have to remember on plastic models like this to leave them alone long enough to dry perfectly. So I'm just going to set him up here. I've got my Turbo Dork palette sitting in front of my camera, so he can just sit there and he can sit with his brother. And you get a pretty good amount of models per box. So of the little walkers, I'm gonna end up with 8 of those. I'll end up with 4 of the tanks. Um, and then I have 8 of these little dudes. 8 sets of those, or 9. Yeah, so that's not terrible. I like it when you get, what you paid for in a box. And I appreciate them being relatively simple when it comes to assembly. Assembly is not my strong suit at all. Never has been, never will be. This stuff is resin, so I think that goes with, this is resin as well. I got a couple of things that are resin and a couple of things that are plastic. This is resin, and I think I'm missing a piece from it. And if I am, what I understand, not sponsored, but I was told that if I reach out to them, they might be able to replace the part that's missing out of the box. So I can't fully assemble this without that piece. I'm gonna leave him to the side. Um, but the rest of everything, I should be good. I should be good. And I do like that all the instructions are on the interwebs. Just makes it easier. So I don't know what this stuff goes to. This is resin, resin, resin. So I know those go here. These are guns. These are plastic. This is resin, resin. These are also resin. So I don't know what this. I think some of this might go to some of my husband's stuff, but it looks like mine. He's playing a different faction. I don't know as much about the factions and whatnot for Dropzone, but that drop off your ships and fly away, yeah, that got me. Kind of like the cuteness of the creatures. There's, as much as I talk about Warhammer, and I love Warhammer. Warhammer is lore and game, but there are so many more games out there, and I feel like I need to do a better job of talking about the other games that are out there, um, because there are just so many to choose from. It's hard to get to them all. I guess that's why there are so many channels, so many creators, because it is hard to get to every single one of them. I will say, the way that they press their models, I don't know how they were able to do this, but I don't have to do as much work with using my snips. Like literally, the excess just snaps off cleanly. Yeah, I know. I'm shook too. I've never had that happen before when working with any kind of model like this. So way I discovered is I was snapping everything with the snips, and I picked one up, and the piece just went pop off the form, and I was like, "Will these just snap off?" And they did, and I'm happy. I'm very happy. I have 15 more cacophony to paint, and I think I'm going to try slap chopping some of them. But I'm going to pick up on Warhammer after I get a couple other armies built. I also want to get Dead Zone done. My husband wants to play Dead Zone so bad, and it involves zombies. And so my husband's going to be pro zombie. I really got to jump on that train because she loves her some zombies. have you seen the new 28 Years Later? I heard that Killian Murphy is coming back. I saw in the preview there's like a CGI zombie that looks like him. I was like, well, what's the point in bringing him back if he's, a zombie, which most people would be by then. Here's the thing about the apocalypse. Look, we're gonna go real left in this video. I I have my apocalypse plan. I hope you have yours. We all do. But literally, what are we surviving for? I'm not trying to meet Negan in his baseball bat. I heard a comedian say like, honestly, you could like bite me in the first 10 minutes. Let's just end it. I'm not wondering what is the world we're trying to save. And like every post-apocalyptic movie, and I like post-apocalyptic movies. I don't care if they're good, I don't care if they're bad. It's my guilty pleasure. It's what I love. But it's like they're not wrong. Like, what is the world that we're trying to survive in here? It kind of sucks. Like, this isn't fun. This quit being fun a long time ago. Yeah, but I feel like I'd make a really good mercenary. Strange set of skills. Come on. Just snapping off resin bits. See, I don't know what this goes to. I don't even know why I'm doing this because I don't know what this is a part of. This is obviously a leg. And I don't see how these are not the same color resin. I've got some parts here. So when we got, and this is no shade, but some of the boxes were not in the best of shape when they came in. So pieces got scattered. And because I've got resin here that are not all the same color. So I don't think I want to start gluing these things until I know exactly what they go to. So I'm gonna pop these back in the bag. It says this is the Proteus. But I feel like I've got pieces for more than just the Proteus here. So I'm going to stick these back in the bag and I'll deal with the walkers later, the big walkers. Because these won't have to be magnetized anyway, because I don't think these can be brought in on the drop ships anyhow. Or maybe they can. But if they can, I'll just take those to get magnetized too once I get them built. These are going to take a little bit more work than I want to do in this particular video. So these go back in the build pile. Let's see. Upcoming. And I put this little rotating makeup case on my desk now, on my spot where I paint. It's the best thing I ever did. It keeps me so organized. So let's build these. I've built everything on these sprues now. So it's going to make it super easy to put it together. So let's start a popping. If you're not using your snips, don't need them. I'm not being facetious, don't need them. And I'm not sad about it. It won't be perfectly smooth. Look, sometimes we're going for speed and done. All right, just pick your battles. This is how I fight my battles. This is how I fight my battles. This is how I fight my battles. This is how your goodness is running after. It's running after me. With my life laid down, I surrender now. I give you everything. Your goodness is running after. It's running after me. I don't know where that came from. I love that song. There's a girl at the church I used to go to. She's grown now. But that was like the song she always sang. And it just, memories. She's on my children's church kids. Let's see here. The good thing is having built some of these already makes it easier to just assemble. And TT Combat, I'm going to give this to you. This was super easy to build. Now, I'm going to say, like, the directions that are online take pictures of the final build from, like, one direction. So it's a little bit of, which way does this go? But, again, they're not super complex builds, so you can figure it out. You'll be fine. There we go. And then the other side. I love stuff that does not have to be complex. But you know what? Here's the thing about G-dubs. It does appeal to a certain type of person as far as the building and painting and the tedium of it, because it's tedious. And I am someone who likes excessive ceremony. So by now, I did a video on some tea sets that I recently bought. I have like 20 tea sets because I honestly like the fiddliness of like proper tea. Maybe that's an OCD thing. I don't know. I'm not going to diagnose myself with something. But I do. I like the fiddly, just, you know, like, ooh, this is just, unnecessarily complicated. Like charcuterie. I love me some charcuterie. Charcuterie is, a little bit of work, and I enjoy it, for the little bit of work aspect. So I think for people who like to do projects or participate in things that are needlessly complicated, they're doing a good job advertising. I think that's the kind of person that the G Dubs appeals to. Because we all talk about how we're in a toxic relationship with Games Workshop, and we all keep going back. Um, and you know what? Yeah, I'm one of those. I do keep going back, but I also like the G Dubs. So there's that. Let's see. I'm gonna use these two on this guy. These are so simple to build that I don't. Once I built one, I don't need instructions anymore. On them G Dubs, you better keep looking at the instructions. Don't make it. You don't know what you're doing. I think this might be the first time I need to use some snips. We have so many pairs of snips. My purple snips, I did something to them. My really nice ones that are smooth. Um, I think I accidentally got glue on them or something. Because they're not cutting like butter anymore, and I think I did something dumb with them, and that's my fault. That is my fault. This is real time hobbying with the Ebony Otaku. I like to do stuff in real time. I've said that several times, just so people can see like this is how much time it actually takes to do this. Um, I'm looking forward to seeing these magnetized though. That's gonna be really cool. That's gonna be super fun. But just making sure I get these on here the right way. And the cool thing is the way that TT Combat has made these figures, there's only one way they can go on. Like you're not, unless you're just gifted, you're not going to make a mistake in building them because literally, like each model, there's one way for assembly to happen. One. There we go. So I'm going to let that dry. Look at these. I've got these paint. I'm looking at my other ones I've already done to make sure I built these correctly. Knocked one over. It's good to have ones that you've done hanging around. I think these are going to come out better because I started rushing last night when I got to the walkers, and the first ones I built, I'm not sure they're going to look as good as the next ones that I built, but that happens because I wasn't waiting in between properly for them to dry. So there's that. Right, back to the tank. A couple of bits I need to snip off. Nothing major. Need to smooth, just smooth. Not that big a deal. I can feel somebody yelling at the screen. You should have just done that in the first place. Yeah, well, it's my model. I can do what I want. Making sure, which way does this go? That's the thing. When it comes to hobbying, if you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong. It is all about what makes you. Remember, this stuff is all made up. Do it in a way that sparks joy. If it doesn't spark joy, do something else. Cannot stress that enough. Like if it makes you miserable and mad, don't do something else with your time. Life is too short to be miserable and mad over plastic. Please and thank you. There we go. Trying to get that a little centered so it holds. Okay. Maybe if I didn't turn it upside down, it wouldn't fall off. All right, we're going to let that settle. One thing I do love about gluing plastic is it doesn't take long for it to set, but you do have to let it set. You got to have some kind of patience with it. And I'm not the most patient person that ever lived. Except with kids, I have infinite patience for children. Adults, depends on how much I like you. Kids, kids never annoy me, like ever. But waiting for stuff to dry, yeah. That was one thing when my husband was teaching me how to do the slap chop technique, that I had to wait in between layers. So I literally just got up and did something else so that I wouldn't get impatient and ruin my paint job. I know me. I know what I am. I'm not afraid to be honest with the universe about who I am. She is impatient, which is why I have to go to church, which is why I have to practice martial arts. All right, I'll put this on its body last. Let these weapons dry. Actually, I think that is facing. You know what? I don't know if it's upside down or not. Ah! Grab that the wrong way. All right, we're just going to let that sit and dry. All right, those go together. I will do the final gluing in a moment. Do the hatch. Real-time hobbying. Oh, I'm already at 20 minutes. Oh my goodness. She can talk, y'all. Whew. Snap that right in there. And then turret on top. I'm really excited to get these assembled and get them magnetized. It's going to be fun. All right. I'll let him dry. I'm going to start assembling the next one of these while this one dries, because if this doesn't dry right, I'm going to end up with another crooked one. And I'm not trying to do that. Let's see here. Beats. Yeah, I didn't know she could sing, did you? I mean, where I live now, people think I can sing. Where I'm from, rank amateur. Like, absolutely. I'm from Nashville originally, and it's just everyone cannot play an instrument and sing. It's just how it is there. And you wanna see a show? Go to any big church. No, not, then you have to be a big church. Go to any church on a Sunday morning. I know people who do praise and worship music professionally, and on Sunday mornings they literally hop from church to church. Like, they don't go to any church. They literally are paid to show up, sing, and they run off to the next service. Like, that's what they do. Let's see. I'm gonna let him kit bash these. I'm gonna set these on his side when I'm done, because husband be kit bashing. How many of these sprues are left? Oh, only two. Wow. Cooking with gas. Cooking with gas. Measure twice, cut once. Measure twice, glue once. Hi, baby. What are you doing? What mommy baby doing? You mommy baby. Old dog want to sleep over there? Okay, old dog can sleep over there. My doggy's old. You old man. Next weekend, when I'm filming this, is going to be the 4th of July. When I first got my dog, me and him would go camping every 4th of July. And he can't do that anymore because he can't climb up the camper stairs. Well, no, I could get him up the camper stairs. He cannot get in his bed in the camper. And he has to get up and go potty more than he used to, which in the middle of the night camping is a little inconvenient for everybody involved, including him. And like if there's a thunderstorm or something, he's a little bit more scared of thunderstorms in the camper than he is at home, because at home he can crawl under the bed. There's no bed to crawl under, because that's storage in the camper. So he goes to camp. The kennel. He goes to camp. So he'll be going to camp for 4th of July weekend. Me and the husband are going out camping, and the kids are going to join us one day. We're going to go fishing. I might grill ribs for them. Might. I will grill ribs for them. It's not a might, it's a definite. Because I'm a pushover. Nah, they're all good kids. I have good young people. Raising them right to love their hobbying. There we go. Another one done. Bap, bap, bap. He's not biting the dust. He's just put together. All right, so we're going to put that over there, and I'll glue the feet. I'll do the buttons in just a second. I appreciate the slim. There is beauty in simplicity. There is. I like complexity. I do. I'm one of those people that feels like if it's not complicated, it can't be right. So stuff like this is good for me. It's like, no, everything does not have to be an act of Congress. Everything doesn't have to be overly complex to be enjoyable or good. I'm fighting my nature. I haven't had much I've had to smooth out. But that just means that when they molded this and pressed it out, that they just did that good of a job. Like whatever machine they have that presses these just does a stellar job. Well, I don't have much left to put together, do I? I may not put all these together on camera. This will be a 9-hour video. No, it won't. I don't have much left. Y'all seen how quickly I've gone. So I'm going to do, I was doing the big gun on the first 2 tanks. The other 2, I'm going to do this one. Because, different points and all that. Why don't you just magnetize it? Look, we're not magnetizing everything. I have heard of people with their G-dubs models literally magnetizing all the things. Like, so they can interchange out weapons, like, on their Space Marines. Bruh. Bruh. That can be for you. 'Tis not for me. 'Tis not for me. Oh, da-da-da-da. Tape treads. Oh, there it goes. Snip. Snip. There we go. Set this back here. And here we go. A little bit of cleanup. A couple of these that actually were just snapped from the sprue. So those I am having to clean up, or I didn't snap it cleanly myself. Little things. Little things. I'm not going for sinless perfection. These are not Emperor's Children. Although I am going to go a little ham on the fluorescence of these paint jobs. Because that's the kind of person I am. I'm missing a piece. No, I'm not. I'm just crazy. So funny. I don't go to church a ton these days. I still like church. I just, do other things on Sunday. But when I go, the church we go to locally, it's a very different church culture than I'm used to. Because where I'm from in Nashville, everyone sings. Everyone sings. Like you can barely sometimes even hear the people who are on stage with the microphones because everyone sings. And then like I'm in a church culture now where like I don't know if it's intentional, but everyone just kind of watches the people on stage. And I'm used to participatory singing. Um so me and my black behind will go to church, sing the house down, and go and it's not even intentional. I just I'm used to everyone singing. Different culture. And I come from a family where everyone sings too, which is really weird. I guess that's not weird. I mean, there are whole singing families, but like you don't know much about Southern Black culture. If you come from a Southern Black singing culture, like part of family get-togethers is everyone singing, and like you better know these old praise and worship songs, and you better know your part. That's another talent. I talked about some of my latent talents I didn't discover until I was older in the last video, and one of them actually was being able to sing. I never thought I could sing. My brother was the one given credit for that kind of talent, and I tried to at the church we were going to, but you know, I didn't have a good music coach or anything like that. But what was funny is when I was in private school, they noticed I could sing, and I had a couple of music teachers that were like, "Dadgum, girl." Um, but again, it wasn't a talent that was much encouraged outside of my house. So I never got to do much of that at church and whatnot. And then when I got older, um, you know, I just I enjoy music quite a bit. So I'll put on whole concerts in my car like everybody else. And then I've had people be like, "Homegirl, you can sing." I'm like, "Yeah, I know, but." I don't intend to pursue it as anything other than something I do for fun. I am scared of microphones though, because I was a theater kid. I never really used microphones. Theater people project, which of course now with like the big Broadway shows and stuff, the way they do it now, yeah, they're all mic'd up. Um, but I'm anti mic. um, I've never been a microphone person because I was taught to project. This little leg is giving me all the trouble. Come on, there we go. I'm trying to make sure it goes on in a way that he's going to be able to stand up. A little more glue. I don't think I put enough glue on. But yeah, I sing at church, but not on the praise and worship team. Just me out belting in the audience. um, and amongst friends. But that is like standard. Like whenever you get together with family, you're gonna. Well, when I was getting together with family, all my family lives too far away now, so it's hard to see them. But yeah, everyone knows their part in the song. You a soprano, you better soprano it up. You a tenor, you better tenor it up. I am what's called a contralto, and this was our music director back in Nashville, in my last church, who told me this. Which he was actually a really cool guy. I think he lives down here in Alabama. I need to call him and just shoot the breeze. But he did a range test on me once just to see, what are my high highs and my low lows. I can go all the way up and all the way down. It's weird. Um, it's weird. Um, like I can do a good low tenor and I can do a decent soprano. And he said, it's because of basically what I've inherited in my voice. If you hear it, I have a rather deep voice for a girl. My natural voice is rather deep for a female. And because of that, I have a vocal range that is uncommon, um, which is it kind of explains because some songs I can't sing the low part, and some songs I cannot sing the high part. Like there is one like chorus that I love that I end up doing the tenor on at when I was at that church, and I would be like the tenor volume in the tenor section. But then there would be other songs where he'd be like, "Nope, you're a soprano today." And like every Sunday, I would have to sing a different part based on the needs that day. Like one of them was, what was it? Fill this place with the praise of the God of all grace. Let's lift him high, glorify the Ancient of Days. So that's more alto tenory. But then there'd be, um, get into hymnland and have to go all the way up. Uh, you know, with my life laid down, I surrender now. I give you everything. I can go up and down. It's weird, but it's fun. And music just another way to express is what I like. I love getting around people who all like to sing and doing the same things together. I think that's one of the appeals, at least for me, of the SCA is getting into bardic circles and everyone sings. Um, I know that's kind of like a gimmick on YouTube where people like bust out into song for no good reason. And the musical ADD is real. Um, I try not to be too gimmicky, but I do love inserting song wherever I can. And that is one of the areas where me and my husband are actually quite different. We both love classical music, love going to a classical concert, love dressing up to go to the symphony. It's one of my favorite dates that we do. But he does not just listen to pop music, anything, like any um, kind of music just cuz. He is, like if he is relaxing, he's not likely to put on any kind of music to listen to or like on a long drive or something. Oh, that's upside down. That's not how that was supposed to go. That has to go on the other side. But me, all the music all the time. Oh, it has to be one of these on that side. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Here we go. So I'll reserve that. And I'll use this. So like when we're like doing road trips and stuff, like he gets a whole concert. And my kids both love music that way too. So when they're in the car with us, he really gets concert. And my daughter, oh my God, she sings like an angel. She that girl can sing. She can sing. Um, like beautiful operatic voice, just straight from the gods. Um, my husband grew up Church of Christ tradition, and in Church of Christ there is no musical accompaniment. Somebody blows a pitch pipe, me, and then you commence to beginulating with the singing. I do like visiting Church of Christ once in a while, just because everyone sings, and for no other reason, like just to hear everybody together, and that's just another extension of hobby life to me. There's so many ways to keep yourself entertained and find stuff that you love to do. If you're wondering what I'm looking for, I just ordered a color wheel and now it's captured my attention because I thought I put it on the table and I don't know where my color wheel went. I don't have good color theory since nobody gets all the talent. And so I bought a little color wheel fidget to help me understand what colors work well together and how I can just, level up. And now I'm distracted looking for it because I can't remember where I put it. And it's not that big of an item. So, yeah, I should probably look for that after I'm done with this video because I've only got a couple of things left to put together. Yeah, I've got a sprue and a half left. Wow. We are cooking with gas. Now I've distracted myself. I'm probably going to let this stuff dry because I've been in here for a while. What time is it? Oh, it's later than I thought it was. I'm actually, I think I'm going to pause here and let what I've done dry. And I'm going to go do a couple of other things and then come back and finish these. But next time you see them, I should be painting them. But I'm excited to go take these to get magnetized because they're, oh my God, it's going to be so cool. So thank you for joining me on this rambling video where I just poured my brain out while I built things. I only got a little bit left to build. I'm going to let what's here dry and then I will finish. Hobbying. See, that was almost 40 minutes, y'all. Hobbying is not quick, but it's fun, and I love it. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.